Hi guys, it's Shauna, Ring of Light Crafts again. We're going to finish off our painting we started here. Once again, I apologize for my voice. I am starting to slowly get it back after about 4.5 months of not really having a voice. So, let's go ahead and finish up. I went ahead and I finished up the leaves on this one, and I let them dry. Because I said sometimes you have to go back just to catch the edges if you don't like the way they are. So once again, we're going to go ahead and use our orange yellow. I decided against this stem, so I'm not going to use green. So we got our yellow, our orange, and we're going to use brown this time. And we're also going to use white in the apple acrylic. And then the other one, I can't say the name. I'm not trying to be rude. I just have problems with the name as simple as it is. I actually like the paint though. Now, what we're going to do, go ahead, is this one here shows a lot of the black coming through because I didn't really fix it well enough. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fix it. Got my little brush here. I'm going to pick it up and a nice amount here and just mix it together. I'm going to leave a lot on my brush. Once again, we can go ahead and we can just scrape it going down and get the edges. But I'm not going to flatten those edges. I'm going to start bringing it up. I want it to be nice and bumpy. I do not want it to be flat because we want that texture in there. The point of this particular painting is so that the blind can touch it. Or anybody can touch it, but the point is, so if a blind person comes and they want to see the painting, and they're kind of left out of art because they can't really see it. And as we all know, most art is not hands-on. So, some of my paintings I do are meant to be touched. So we're just going to go ahead. We're going to make it a little higher there and bring this out just a wee bit there. Take control. There we go. And I'm not flattening down the paint. I do want it to be nice and thick. And I don't want it to be just thick blobs. So I want to go down and pull up. Sorry about the coughing guy. Grandpa's choking again. He's okay. His sinus and allergies are kicking his butt too. Poor guy. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and get the other side. And we're going to straighten out just a wee bit because I don't want it too. That's bothering me right there. So I keep pulling it big when I don't want to. So there we go. Now we're just going to go ahead and add extra yellow just to give it the same concept as the other ones have for the type of flower. And this one here we are going to have to let it dry before we can actually finish the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other ones and show you the last step. And then I'll just go ahead and do this one without the video. And I will go ahead and post the video, or photograph, excuse me, of the final thing as my my little picture. There we go. Sorry I couldn't get that. And then that way you can actually see the total final project. Okay. Now I do want more of the yellow in the middle here. So I'm just going to pick up a lot of the yellow and just bring that around. And we're just making kind of like a little half circle there. And we're patting down, pulling up, pat down, pull up. Nice and thick. Alright. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to grab a tissue here. Give me a moment. Grab this. Alright, take off the extra paint off this one. I'm going to go ahead and turn that. I'm going to go ahead and finish up these other two flowers here. And I can show you how you can give it the final little details that some people may or may not like. What is wrong with my brush? And towards the end, just to give it that little special touch for a visual person. Let's go ahead and do the little one first. What I'm going to do get my paint bag. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the brown. I'm not really going to mix it with anything just yet. Let's see what we think of it. Now, normally I wouldn't outline, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring a line. And granted, maybe the blind cannot see this line, but the lumps are already on here that they'll be able to feel it. We're just going to give it a few little lines going through this, like it's coming from the base of this flower. Okay. You can also go ahead, you can add some white to it. And I'm not trying to make them where it's absolutely perfect, because that's not the point of this particular style. We just want a little bit of recognition, a little, sorry, my throat, just a little difference, showing you that there is something else for the visually impaired. Not impaired, but paired. Okay, so go ahead, we're going to add just a wee bit one here. Oops, I'm going to go from bottom up. And we're just going to call that good. Now, since you may not be able to see, oh, I forgot one. I just noticed that. Forgot the main one. Oops. Try to get some of that off. We're just going to come from the bottom and just go up just a little. There we go. If you want, you do not have to do this, any of these steps really, but I'm going to take my white. Some people might want to use black paint during this section, which is fine. But I'm just going to take my white and get it off the edge. I'm doing little fine details. I do not like it on my brush. So, I don't want to hit all of them, but once again, just going to bring it from the bottom up. Just a little. Oops, got some on my hand. We'll just use that. Just, whoops, that's too much, but we can fix that. Try to keep your brush nice and round. There we go. Just enough to give it that little pop, okay? Sometimes the white make it pop, sometimes the black does. In the colors, so just use whatever your heart wants and do it your way. Let me see if I can get some paint really inside the brush. Alright. Good enough. Good enough, because we gotta go back on it. Just gonna add a little bit of white. There it goes. I'm actually putting the white over the brown, you guys. And I don't want to make it look like a perfect straight line. I really don't. I want it to be, and you know what? We won't be able to do it perfectly straight. We got the lumps on there. That's the whole point. We want those lumps there just because we want to be able to fill it. So there we go. We got our little white and all brown in there. Now what I'm going to do in the bottom here is I'm going to go ahead and take the white, put it in my brush, and just slightly tap just a wee bit. Not a lot, just a little. I'll pick my corner that I want to do them on, and that's the one I'm going to do it on. And there we go. There's one of our flowers. Now, let me show you before I go on to this one. This one's a dried, and I don't know if you can actually tell, but can you hear the lumps? I know you can feel them. Okay, I'm sorry my camera's kind of low. I know you can feel them, but I'm not sure if you can hear them. Alright, so let's just go ahead and finish this little one up here. Let me turn my little thing there so I can actually use it well. I am going to pick up my brown. And once again, I'm going to go in with my lines. Now remember, you guys, they will not be perfect lines. Not that they need to be. But you do have the little bumps on canvas, okay? Just add a few little lines here. Somebody's walking in the yard. If few little lines on each of them, okay? See if I pick up more of that brown. There we go. And it's okay if it's kind of big, kind of small. There we go. People around here have been cutting their trees. For the winter. Okay. Let's just go here and we'll just do this one. I think that's good. I'm just putting like 3, maybe 4 little lines on each flower down towards the base of the circle part, and we're gonna pull it up. Let me get some of that paint off. There we go. And we're just gonna go ahead and just pull it up, okay? Bottom up, bottom up. Okay. This one has only had 2, 1, 3. There we go. Got a few more little lines here. Then we'll do the next step. And then we have a wonderful painting for the blind. Okay. We just add a little bit more brown on this one. There we go. Oops, this one. You know, I saw one I didn't like, really. Alright, so now we got this going. You could add some in the center if you want, and then add your white too. Let's just see how that looks, okay? Since we didn't do it yet. Now, the white's on that side, so it's going to hang this way, possibly. Decide which way you want it to hang. Which way should we do it? Top, bottom, I really love this one. So I actually think I would want that on top. So what I'm going to do, my brown, I'm just going to add a little bit of brown. I'm going to clean off my brush. Okay, and pick up my white. I'm just going to give it my white right around there. I wanted to mix it a little this time with the brown, just to give it a little difference from the other. Okay, there we go. I decided I want my white there. Could have put it on the bottom, make it all work in the same, but yeah, you know what? It's okay. This is how you want it to be. And once again, going to get the white on my brush. Just nice and best you can do. And once again, we're going to go around. I know you can't see my hand yet. Bear with me. I'll move it. I'm going to go around. Well, I already did my brown. And I'm just going to add a little bit of white to them. It doesn't matter if the line's perfectly straight or the white follows the whole line, okay? The point of this is to just get that different coloration in there. Make it pop. Bottom up. I'm just trying to do it on basically the 3 lines I already have on there. You don't have to do it as much white as I am, but I'm quite fond of making things pop. I'm going to turn it so I have better control of my canvas. And here we go. Here we go. There we go. We are almost done, you guys. We're just going to add a little bit more of this white. We pick some up out of there and bring it up. Bottom up. I think we got a few more here. Let's just run over those real fast. Now remember, the other one is wet, so we really do want to let it dry. In case you're wondering why. The other colors will just take over the whole white and brown. But we can give it a shot if you like. Alright, and there we go with those. So now we're going to go ahead, flip it around. See how it looks not bad. And we're going to go ahead and search it out. I just want to show you. If we can go ahead and do it right now, we'll just do it. If not, then it's because it's too wet. We just need to wait. So let's just go ahead and try. I'm going to pick up my brown. Okay. I really don't think it'll work, but from the bottom up, yeah, it's not going to work, you guys. It's okay, though. We don't have to worry about that, because when it's totally dries, I will show you what it all looks like. And there's our flowers. Like I said, this is still my favorite. I think it's because of the actual leaf that looks like it's falling. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, be blessed.